Hello everyone, this is Alexandria Simons and welcome back to another video. This one is a little bit of a story time, but also gonna be like a vent. So if any of you aren't interested in vent, then please click off of this video now. If you want to stay, then feel free to stay, but you don't have to. Just recently something has been bothering me for a while now, and I feel like I need to get it off of my chest, and like I've already talked to some people about it, but it's still haunting me in the back of my head. So I thought, why not vent my thoughts through video to help just get all of this out. And I'm sorry if my voice sounds shaky. I'm trying so hard not to cry right now, but I'm literally on the verge of tears right now, so I apologize. But anyways, if any of you have saw my vent posts, you probably already understand what this is about. And for those of you who don't know, you could check out the post. But anyway, it's kind of something to do with that, but let's just get into it. So I'm gonna start from the very beginning. And I'm not gonna say the person's real name, so we're just gonna call her Jade for the story. So Jade and I first met each other in kindergarten, and we hit it off really well, and she became my first best friend. And everything was good and great and all that. We had sleepovers with each other. For the mostly at my house, but there was one time that I slept over at their house once. Well, at least tried to, but my legs were hurting around that time, and my legs started hurting when I was at their house, so my dad had to pick me up early, so yeah, that happened. But that's not really what this is about. It's not about that. It's more about the whole spiel. So everything was good until one day in second grade, where Jade and her twin sister told me that they're moving houses. And I'm glad that they are moving into a new house, because the one house that they are at just didn't really look all that nice, just to say. And they move into a much nicer house, which I'm happy for. But the down part is that she couldn't attend the same school as me anymore, and I was really heartbroken by this, especially since this is my first best friend, my first ever best friend. And something in me changed since the day that they left. Almost a piece of me went with her as she left, because I'm hope I'm making sense with what I'm about to say, because I haven't heard a lot of stories that are like mine. So I just hope I can make sense and you all would understand what I'm talking about, but like I started becoming more quiet and reserved. Like I felt like I was half of myself. Like I just wasn't the same for like a pretty long time. And we were able to have sleepovers with each other like around that time, but it slowly like decreased as the years went by, and the piece of me that left was starting to fill back up, but it wasn't fully like filled yet. And I've learned that we're gonna be in the same middle school, and I was ecstatic about that because like I was glad to just see her again. And as I went into middle school and see her, I noticed that she has like a friend with her, like a friend from like her new school, from like the school that she went to after she left second grade. And due to like my shyness, like from the fact that I don't know this person, and how like I was like afraid to make Jada like feel awkward, since like she was busy talking with that friend and that friend doesn't know me. I just basically backed off, because the thing with me is that I'm more used to people approaching me than vice versa. It's just something I kind of been used to. So trying to approach new people, like I'm still trying to work on that, but it just not really as easy. And like I am glad that Jade has new friends. Like I'm happy that like she's making friends and all that, but I was afraid to make her feel awkward since her friends don't really know me, and the fact that I was shy when it comes to new people. So for the majority of the time, I left her alone when she's with her friends. But like, yeah, like we hardly had any classes together in middle school, but we were able to wave to each other in the hallways, and everything was fine from there. And then high school came, and that's when like the real kicker kicks in, because like not only like we still don't have any classes with each other, but when I would wave to her in the hallway, she would just stare at me like if I had an extra eye or something, or like if I was crazy. Like she would just stare at me, or just not even like notice my presence. Like she would just basically like ignore me when I try to say hi to her. And I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, because around a certain time when I was younger, like before high school and middle school, I've got a little bit of insight into what Jade's home life was like, and it was definitely something I wasn't expecting. Like she didn't really have it great, let's just say. Like her, I'm not really gonna get into detail, but like one parent is out of her life while the other like got got sent to prison, and now their aunt is taking care of her and her twin sister. Which I am glad that the aunt, like, did take her in, but, like, that's something that, like, I wasn't exposed to, like, until, like, just now. Like, I grew up in, like, a very loving and caring family, and just seeing how different and how difficult some people's lives are from what I had, it, like, I honestly couldn't help but, like, sympathize or feel empathy. And like, when I learned about her home life, that's kind of like when my empathy started kicking in. And like, whenever like she and her twin sister are over at my house, me and my parents would try to make them feel as welcome and as comfortable as possible. And I still see, like, that little girl who's just going through so much unwanted BS in her life. And it honestly just makes me angry. It frustrates me. It makes me upset. Like, she was genuinely a great person to be around. And knowing that her home life just wasn't as great, like, honestly, like, infuriates me. It just makes me angry. Like I would constantly like worry about her. And even one time, even though it probably won't be possible, when I wrote her a letter, I offered to like swap places with her so she wouldn't have to feel any pain anymore. And it's around the time where like my empathy like skyrocketed, and just like I just wanted to do anything to make Jade's pain go away, but there's really nothing I can do, and I'm already frustrated with myself about it. Like, I hate the fact that there is nothing that I can do. Like, I try. I wish there was something that I could do, but there really is nothing. And just knowing that, and just knowing that just makes me hate myself, to be honest. Like, I just hate that there's nothing that I could do to just get her out of there, or like make her pain go away. Like I can't just snap my fingers and make someone's problem go away, but I wish that I did. But anyways, back to what I was saying before I backtracked. And Jade, for the first few like throughout like mostly freshman year and sophomore year, she's been mostly like ignoring me whenever like I waved to her, or like she would just stare at me as if I was crazy. And I would never receive like any closure or anything like that. And I have talked about it with my school aide and my school counselor about it. And my school counselor thought about like maybe bringing her in and having us talk out, and I declined because I was afraid of making her feel like the bad guy. So I declined that. But like high school aide like helped me, like just advised me to like keep on waving to her, and maybe one day she'll like come out of her shell and like wave back to me. And she was right, because I believe it's mostly like in junior year or sophomore year, if I remember correctly, like it got to the point where like she was slowly starting to come out of her shell and actually wave back at me again whenever I waved to her. And in junior year, we were finally in classes together. I think we also have some classes together during sophomore year, but I can't remember fully. No, wait, I didn't. It's in junior year when I had it, but like, yeah. Basically, like, junior year came and we slowly started talking, and I'll admit it was a little awkward, but like I was still glad that we were talking again. And even during some time of needs, she was there to comfort me. And I don't want to do any backtracking again, but like, long story short, like she was there for me when I needed it, but she never really exactly opened up to me, so I wasn't really exactly able to be there for her in her time of need, which always frustrates me because I wish I was. Like, I just overall hate seeing my friends in such a hurt state, and just, yeah. And then senior year came, and this one played a huge role, because one day, as we were saying hello to each other in the hallways, Jade handed me a sheet of paper with her phone number on it, and wrote on the bottom of it something like here's my number if you want to be friends again, or something similar like that. And like, that pretty much made like my whole day. Like I wasn't just over the moon, I was just over the sun about it, because we have spent so many years without like getting to have like a conversation with each other, and this just really like I was just so happy to know that, like, that she wants to talk again. So when I got home, I told my parents about it, and I immediately put her number into my phone and started messaging her, and we had a good long chat, and everything was good. Like, we messaged each other for about 2 weeks until I received a message from Jade saying, like, hey, there's something I need to get off my chest, and I said, like, oh, okay, what's wrong? You can tell me about it. And she basically wrote, like, a pretty long paragraph about, like, how, like, she doesn't feel like rekindling our friendship is the best idea anymore, since she's had commitment problems due to past relationships, which I could understand, and she wants to work on that, which I do understand, and I'm glad that she's taking care of herself. But at the same time, it, like, really hurt me, like a huge, like, it was like a stab to the heart, like, that was, like, because, like, it was technically, like, it was her idea to, like, rekindle our friendship, and like, now she wants us to stop talking. And, like, I do understand about, like, working on yourself, and I'm glad that she wants to work on herself, but, like, at the same time, I couldn't help but feel heartbroken, especially since I was over the sun about, like, her and I just talking again. Like I didn't care about the closeness anymore. Like, I used to miss how close we have been, but nowadays I don't care about that anymore. I was just glad that we were just able to talk again. So we did spend the last few weeks of senior year, like, not really exactly talking to each other, and when we got yearbooks, we signed each other's yearbooks after, like, before graduation started, and we were more better, like, I would say, on that day. So graduation happens, everything was good, everyone is celebrating, and I was able to get a picture with Jade, with the help of her twin sister, like, out of the pictures, and then I sent her a message asking if her twin sister could send us the picture, since, like, I wanted it, and she did, and she explained that, like, she isn't going to the project graduation that was held after graduation because she is tired, and I said, like, I understand, like, I'm not really going either, plus I don't think I can last until 6 in the morning, which is actually when the project graduation would end. So, like, yeah, we both agreed on that, and we both didn't go, but, like, yeah, we just had a short conversation about it, but then, like, basically throughout the rest of the summer, I've been sending her some TikToks to like help make her day like a bit better. Until one day, which is, for those of you who've seen the post, you know that this is the part like where that comes up. And so, me and my current best friend, we were like at a sleepover at my house. We were just chatting until I received a message from Jade at 12:30 in the morning. And my current best friend is a night owl, so that's why I was up that late. But like, yeah, like, she basically told me that like she wanted to cut all contact with me completely from now on, and like gave me no closure as to why. I don't even get to say a saying. Like, there wasn't any room for me to say anything about it, and there was no closure about it. It was just like, okay, I'm cutting all contact with you. I'm sorry that I hurts you, and you will be in a special place in my heart. Goodbye. Like, it's basically just a nutshell of that. But and I was like, I understand, like, our lives are going in different directions, and we'll probably never really see each other again. But like, I will always like remember you, and goodbye. And like, I was like holding back so much when I saw that message. Like, I didn't want to start crying in front of my best friend or have her see like what was going on because like we were in the middle of like voice acting, role playing to each other when she sent that message. And I could hardly even sleep after receiving that. Like it took me like a good long while until I could finally go to sleep. And then in the morning, I told my mom about it. And like, she did help me with that. Like, she did help me through it, and like she helped comforted me to the best of my abilities. Like I don't have a script with me, so that's why I'm stuttering a whole lot and probably repeating things, so like, I'm sorry about that. But like, yeah, like, she helped comforted me. I felt a little bit better, but like, it was still dangling on the top of my head. And I was watching a few videos, like Lucky was live, I was on there, and then I got asked like how I was after I asked how she was, and I was honest. I told her that I wasn't okay, and then like, it turned into a whole entire comfort zone in the chat, which like, I really did appreciate it that people cared, but like, I just hate turning into something that is meant to be for something else. And like I hate turning into something about myself when it should have been. And I remember apologizing to Lucky about it, and she said to not worry about it, but like, it still felt bad. And when my best friend woke up and like we were like just continuing our days, and then we ate lunch, and like at this point, like I was just trying to hold everything back, but then it all just came pouring out, and I have to go back to my mom again. And that's when my mom told my brother and my best friend about what happened between me and Jade. I'm sorry for crying, but I just need to let this out. I love that girl like she was my own sister. I made her feel welcome in my own home. We have so many great times together, and this was my thank you. This was my thank you for everything. But yeah, like it all just turned into like my mom, my best friend, and my brother like trying to comfort me because my dad was already at work and he wasn't there to know about what happened. And I felt a little bit more better after that, but I kind of still felt upset, but like I was trying to like distract myself from it. But the part I don't understand is like why not give me any closure? Like why not give me any closure or have any say? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Because for the longest time, even though I know it had nothing to do with me, I always have in the back of my mind, like, almost thinking, like, there maybe is something to do with me, when really it just wasn't. But I was never given closure, and that's making me lead to think that. I was afraid that I just don't want to blow up at Jade, because like I always have a tendency of putting her feelings above my own, because knowing what like she's dealing with at home and all that, but like I really hate to say this, but she really was the bad guy, like, in that situation, and I never wanted to say those words out of my mouth, but I was given no closure, no say in the matter, just I feel like we should stop contacting each other. I'm sorry if it hurts you. Will always be in a special place in my heart, goodbye. Like, it was just that. Like, of course it's gonna hurt. Of course it is. But I don't have the heart to say that to her. How, like, she really hurt me that day. I can't even express my own feelings. I can't even express my own feelings to her because I just can't. I'm still trying to comprehend the situation. Like, I really am still trying to comprehend the fact and wrap my head around this thing dangling over my head. Like yesterday me, my best friend, my mom, and my brother, and my best friend's mom, we went down to Wildwood. We were supposed to have a good time, and yet that still dangled in the back of my head. I just didn't really feel like myself. Like, nostalgia was hitting me because, like, not only because, like, that's the place, like, where we went down for vacation a lot with, like, my grandma and grandpa, but, like, I remember one of the conversations that I had with Jade was, like, the next time we go down to Wildwood, I could try to see if it's okay for her to tag along with us. And that nostalgia was hanging on to the back of my head, just dangling around, just constantly reminding me while we're supposed to have a good time, and I hate it. I really hated it. But, like, for any of you who, like, who knows Jade in real life, or any of you, like, know Jade at all, like, just please don't attack her. Like, you could tell her, like, how upset I am, but just don't berate her, please. The last thing I want to be is, like, one of those YouTubers who send their fans after someone and make their fans attack that person. Like, I don't want to do that. So if any of you do know her, just please don't attack her. Like you can let her know how her actions affected me, because, like, I don't have the guts to say it. And plus, I'm sure she already had gotten rid of my number by now. But just don't berate her, please. That's just all I'm asking. Like, you can let her know how I feel, but just don't berate her. But that's basically my vent. Like, it's kind of basically my whole entire, like, history with that person leading up until, like, what happened, like, with the van posts and all that. But, like, yeah. It's still dangling in the back of my head. It still is, and I just need to let everything out. I just really do. But for those of you who stayed all the way through, like I don't really need any advice or anything. I just need to get this off my chest. And for those of you who have stayed all the way, thank you for listening. And I hope, like, whoever has been through a similar situation like mine, I just hope you know that you're not alone and that you will never be. Because there are always going to be people who have been through that same thing. Like, even if it's not exactly, it's still, like, something similar. But I just hope you know that you're not alone. And that's basically the end for now. I hope you all have a great rest of your days, and I might take a break from YouTube to try to wrap my head around this. I don't think I am, but if I do, then you know the reason why. But yeah, thank you all who has listened, and I'm really sorry that you have to hear this or listen to my vent, but like I really hope I really hope I was able to make things clear, or like basically like have you guys understand on like why like I'm telling this story, like why I'm explaining this history, why I'm venting about this. But yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.